The arena settles into that rare kind of silence that only exists before something important unfolds. Two undefeated fighters stand center ring, not just sharing space but sharing destiny. Oleksandr Usyk, the WBO cruiserweight champion, looks almost relaxed, eyes steady, breath slow, as if he's already several rounds ahead mentally. Across from him is Michael Hunter, strong, compact, alert, carrying the quiet confidence of a fighter who knows he belongs at this level. This isn't hype, this isn't promotion. This is a real fight and both men know it. The referee's instructions fade into background noise because what matters now is interpretation. Who reads the opening moments correctly, who claims the rhythm first. From the opening bell, Hunter makes a statement without throwing anything reckless. His feet are alive, bouncing just enough to disrupt timing, circling to angles that force Usyk to reset his stance. It's a subtle psychological play, make the champion think early. Usyk, true to his own words, starts slow. He doesn't chase, he does overreact, he studies. Every feint from Hunter, every step left or right is logged, processed, stored. The early rounds belong to uncertainty, and uncertainty is dangerous territory for any champion. Hunter uses that space well, darting in and out, touching Usyk just enough to let him know this won't be easy. Commentary voices hint at it. Usyk is being made uncomfortable, his rhythm interrupted, his usual flow delayed. But beneath that surface tension is something more important. Usyk isn't losing control, he's refusing to rush toward it. This is the phase of the fight casual viewers often misunderstand. They see low output and assume vulnerability. What's really happening is reconnaissance. Usyk is measuring not just distance, but endurance, not just speed, but recovery. Hunter feels good here. His confidence grows with every clean movement, every successful exit. The fight feels alive, competitive, undecided, and that's exactly where Hunter wants it. What he doesn't know yet is that this early success is part of a much longer story, one that hasn't revealed its cost. As the fight settles into its middle chapters, the contrast between these two fighters becomes sharper, almost philosophical. Michael Hunter is fighting in moments. He wins exchanges, steals beats of time, disrupts sequences. His success depends on timing the now, being faster in this second, sharper in this exchange, stronger in this clinch. And for stretches, it works. He lands, he moves, he survives Usyk's probing jabs and occasionally answers back with combinations that make the champion reset. From the outside, it looks competitive. From the inside, Usyk is building something invisible. The champion begins to introduce a quiet change. The jab no longer touches the head first, it touches the body. It's not thrown with force, but with purpose. Each body jab is a question Hunter has to answer with movement, and movement costs energy. Hunter still looks fresh, but the exits aren't as clean. His feet still work, but the bounce shortens. Usyk's timing starts to sync with Hunter's rhythm, and when that happens, disruption turns into predictability. This is where high-level boxing becomes cruel. There's no dramatic shift, no single moment where the fight flips. Instead, Usyk's punches begin landing half a second earlier. His angles close a fraction faster. Hunter notices it, even if the audience doesn't. He starts throwing a little more, trying to reclaim initiative, but that plays directly into Usyk's plan. The champion doesn't need Hunter to stop moving. He needs him to move while tired. Commentary notes the change, Usyk thinking faster now, reacting instead of observing. Hunter's toughness becomes the story. He's not backing down, he's not folding, he's proving he belongs. But toughness alone doesn't stop accumulation. Usyk's shots aren't heavy individually, they're heavy in total. Each round ends with Hunter working just a little harder to look the same. Between rounds, advice gets louder. The instructions are urgent now. Faster feet, more combinations, more angles. That urgency is the first sign of pressure. Usyk's corner stays calm. They know what's happening. This is the point in the fight where champions separate themselves, not by domination but by clarity. Usyk sees the entire ring. Hunter is starting to see only what's in front of him. The fight hasn't been decided yet, but the direction has. And once Usyk decides the direction, revering it becomes nearly impossible by the later rounds. The fight has changed its texture. It's no longer about who's faster or sharper. It's about who can function under sustained pressure. Usyk's footwork now dictates geography. Hunter moves because he has to, not because he wants to. The body work has paid its tax, and the champion's jab has become a metronome, steady, unavoidable, draining. Hunter still fires back, still has moments where his hands go and his instincts take over, but those moments are shorter now, interrupted by Usyk's positioning. This is where conditioning reveals its true purpose. Conditioning isn't about throwing more punches, it's about thinking clearly when fatigue blurs judgment. Usyk continues to make correct decisions. He doesn't chase knockouts. He doesn't abandon defense. He layers punches, mixing head and body, forcing Hunter to guard everything at once. Hunter's heart becomes undeniable here. He absorbs, responds, clinches, escapes, and refuses to mentally break. That refusal earns respect, but it also highlights the gap, because even while under pressure, Usyk looks composed. Breathing is controlled. His eyes stay focused. The commentary begins to shift from competition to inevitability. Words like tide and control surface, not because Hunter is failing, but because Usyk is imposing. Every exchange now ends on the champion's terms. Hunter's offense becomes reactive. Desperation bursts meant to buy space rather than change momentum. Usyk senses it. He steps closer, not recklessly, but confidently, knowing Hunter no longer has the energy to punish mistakes. The ring feels smaller, the fight feels heavier. This is the stage where many fighters mentally concede even if they remain upright. Hunter doesn't. He keeps working, keeps answering the bell, keeps trying to disrupt something that no longer depends on rhythm. That's what makes this stretch compelling. It's not a beatdown. It's a test of will versus system. And systems, when properly built, don't rely on emotion. Usyk's system, pressure, angles, volume, patience, functions exactly as designed. Audience can feel the conclusion approaching, even if they can't pinpoint the moment it arrived. This is championship boxing stripped of theatrics, reduced to its core truth. The fighter who controls time, space, and decision-making controls the fight. As the championship rounds unfold, survival becomes the unspoken theme. Michael Hunter is no longer trying to win exchanges cleanly. He's trying to win seconds. Seconds to breathe, seconds to reset, seconds to remind himself that he's still in this fight. His corner urges him to let his hands go, to empty the tank, to find something dramatic. But drama isn't always available when your opponent refuses to give it to you. Usyk doesn't smother. He doesn't overextend. He allows Hunter just enough space to stay standing, then takes it away again with precise pressure. The jab is relentless now, not fast, but perfectly placed. Hunter's response is slow, his combinations shorter, his exits labored, yet he keeps engaging. That's the mark of a fighter with pride. He understands what's happening and he refuses to let it end quietly. This is where Usyk's greatness shows in restraint. Many champions, sensing dominance, go hunting. Usyk goes calculating. He knows the fight is won round by round, not punch by punch. He continues to score, continues to control, continues to deny Hunter any sustained success. The judges see it. The crowd feels it. Even Hunter feels it, though he keeps swinging. These rounds don't belong to excitement. They belong to authority. Usyk's authority isn't loud. It doesn't come with knockdowns or wild combinations. It comes with denial of opportunity, denial of momentum, denial of hope. Hunter survives because he's tough and intelligent, not because Usyk allows mercy. When the final bell approaches, the outcome is no longer a question, only a confirmation. Hunter has proven himself durable, competitive, worthy. Usyk has proven something else entirely. That dominance doesn't require destruction. It requires consistency. As the seconds tick away, the fight feels complete. Not finished, but resolved. The work has been done. The separation between champion and challenger is clear, not in damage, but in command. When the bell finally rings, both men know the truth. One survived the storm. The other controlled it from the moment it began to rise. When the scorecards are read and the decision announced, there's no shock, no outrage, no controversy. Oleksandr Usyk remains undefeated, still the WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. But the real outcome of this fight goes beyond the belts and records. This was a demonstration of how elite boxing operates beneath the surface. Michael Hunter didn't lose because he lacked skill or courage. He lost because he encountered a fighter whose advantages compound over time. Usyk showed that championships are defended not with moments, but with minutes of correct positioning, minutes of disciplined pressure, minutes of mental clarity. For Hunter, this fight becomes a testament to resilience. He stood with one of the most technically gifted fighters of his generation and never stopped trying to solve the puzzle. That matters. For Usyk, this fight becomes a warning to everyone watching, especially those in higher weight classes. If he can control a fast, strong, mobile cruiserweight over 12 rounds without ever forcing the issue, imagine what happens when size advantages disappear and intelligence remains. This performance doesn't scream dominance, it whispers inevitability. It shows a fighter who understands himself completely, his packing, his conditioning, his mind. In hindsight, this fight feels like a blueprint. The slow start, the adjustments, the body work, the late control. Everything here points forward, not backward. That's why this fight ages so well. It's not remembered for violence, but for mastery. Boxing at its highest level is not about ending the fight early. It's about making sure your opponent never truly starts. Usyk did that here, round by round, decision by decision, breath by breath. And when the final applause fades, what remains is clarity. This wasn't just a title defense. It was a lesson in how champions think.
With time and distance, this fight has only grown in significance. What once looked like a routine title defense now reads like an early chapter in something much larger. Watching it back, knowing what Oleksandr Usyk would later become, every moment feels intentional. The slow start no longer appears cautious, it looks calculated. The patience doesn't feel passive, it feels predatory. Against Michael Hunter, Usyk wasn't just defending a belt. He was rehearsing a philosophy that would carry him far beyond the cruiserweight division. This fight teaches an uncomfortable truth about elite boxing. The most dangerous fighters aren't the ones who hurt you immediately, but the ones who remove your options. Hunter entered the ring with tools, speed, strength, movement, confidence, and left having used all of them just to remain competitive. That's the hidden cost of facing a fighter like Usyk. You don't realize you're losing until you've spent everything trying not to. For analysts and serious fans, this bout becomes a reference point. It explains why Usyk's style translates across divisions. His success isn't rooted in power or size, but in sequencing, how one decision leads to the next, how pressure builds without panic, how control replaces chaos. Hunter's performance deserves respect